And
Okay.
give us a quick commercial about OCG and ALFO.
Let me give you a quick commercial.
Tell us about it.
Oh, okay. The ALFO show airs live and call in on Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. on TruthWorks Network, which is the Black Voice Collaborative. And we are currently recruiting hosts to address specific issues. One of them has to do with our program for Black women and our program for Black people who working while Black and Black women in the prison. Our Common Ground has been broadcasting live and call in since 1985, and we broadcast each Saturday night at 10 p.m. at at Blog Talk Radio, Our Common Ground OCG, and we are live and call in. We say that what we do is we educate, we inform, so that we can transfer truth to power every time we broadcast.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I would add, I have been listening to Our Common Ground for about 10 years. And one of the things that I think this program excels at is BJ knows everybody. She knows everybody who's anybody. And so if you just want to sit back and listen to some really high level intellectual kind of stimulation, she brings on a lot of scholars and well-known people. Then it's a great place on Saturday night to get that kind of reflection. And I enjoy it because I hate being led around by mass media. You know, they get one or two stories and they wear the hell out of them as if there's nothing else going on in the world. And I know that's not true. Mm-hmm. And so BJ takes us to some of those other really important things.
Well, you know, I've been having conversations. Right. Thank you so much, El Michelle. I've been having conversations with people. There was a time where, I mean, I've interviewed, there is not a Black scholar, academician, or thinker in our time that I have not interviewed. Some of them are dead. A lot of them are dead. And part of that had to do with the collaborative nature of the caliber of community radio hosts. Mm-hmm. Bob Law, Melanie, can't think of her name now. Some of them are dead. Where we would, when you had to pay for a long distance phone call, there was no email. There wasn't even, you were unique if you had a fax machine. And we collaborated about what was important for Black people to be exposed to know and understand. And in the Black political agenda, how we could prioritize nationally I mean, a good example was that 2 days before Nelson Mandela was released from prison, Winnie Mandela was talking to me at 10 o'clock, talking to Joe Madison at 11 o'clock, talking to Bob Law the night before. I mean, we organized all of it in that way. So, part of the problem now is the Black thinkers, and I have to give it to some of the people that I have met that I did not know, like, Tommy Curry and Pascal Robert, who is just, he's brilliant, but he can't get it together. And I don't know why he can't write. And then we were also collaborating on who could ruin it for Black people. I mean, you probably notice that there's some people are cut because they are not serving Black people well. They are wasting our resources or something like that. Anyway, so the other is that Black authors had nowhere else to go. There was no MSNBC, and NBC wasn't asking them to come on and talk about their book. C-SPAN book thing didn't even exist. There were no places and spaces other than universities and the NAACP and the Urban League for them to go to sell their books.
And what I call myself doing here, BJ, is creating a space where regular people, not scholars, what I call everyday people, can have a space to reflect on all of these big issues, because I feel like as parents, she who rocks the cradle, rules the world. And so to me, if everyday people don't understand at a visceral kind of level what intellectuals are talking about on this high scale level, then we never make the connection. And so I hope that what we're doing in this book group is talking about things in a very down-to-earth way that anybody can understand, and leaving an archive that maybe in 2300 Black folks will be wondering, well, is the only thing they talked about was the Kardashians? Was anybody talking about anything else? That they can find our archives and know, we've been struggling. Just like you said, you could write, you could go back to your same radio program because the issues haven't changed.
Except for the whole notion, and it goes to this book, it really does, and it just struck me when you were talking, El Michelle, that when I literally had a 1-month campaign when rap music started hitting Black radio stations. To somebody or another was sending me threats to the radio station, left dead birds on my sidewalk in front of my door at home.
Wow.
And I went to a reception they were having and confronted them, which started the war, I guess. But anyway, I was I was young and stupid, Gio. Don't laugh.
That's why they were the
Okay.
I went all the way to Miami to harass them.
Wow. Okay. You get OG on the back of your shirt. No.
So, you know, I mean, I come out of the Black Panther Party. And I knew that I was stronger than they were. They were just a bunch of Two Live Crew. That's the name of them.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I knew there was just a bunch of punks
Yeah.
who figured out how to exploit Black people. So anyway, you could go all the way back in the archives. And everything that Delores, give me the name, Delores Tucker, when she confronted the rappers back in 1986, 86 or 87, we were predicting the future. Yeah. And radio stations didn't have budgets and stuff like that. Shoot. When I went to the Anita Hill hearing, Charles Ogletree told me, if you can get to DC, you can get to DC, I'll get you in. But I ain't got no money to bring you to DC. So, you know, it has its history. And some people made certain decisions. I always, the big jobs, I always turn them down because I wasn't going to do Our Common Ground once a week because that's not what I did. I did community radio. And then when the community radio stations went away, I had to make some choices about what I was going to do. And when I first came on the internet, I was doing Our Common Ground Monday through Friday, every night at 10 o'clock. But I also had a job, and so I had to make the choice. I either do it once a week or not do it at all. And a lot of people who have kept a lot of communities on course have had to make that decision. I wasn't the only one. But when Cathy Hughes, who y'all give all the awards to, you know I'm gonna go on that one. I wrote a business plan. And because everybody else, the only thing they knew was radio, except for Bob Law used to teach. I wrote a business plan. I kept people that I knew were traitors out of it. Joe Madison was one of them. I wouldn't share it with Joe because Joe was, but I did talk to, at the time, the mayor, Marion Barry. And Marion said to me, if you're going to be successful, you've got to have Cathy Hughes on board. And what it was all these white people who own these individual little stations here, there, and everywhere, all through the South and the Southwest, you buy them up because the people that own the station where I was, they want to sell me their station. But you can't make money with one radio station. There is no way in hell you can ever make enough money to pay anybody with one radio station. So I put together this business plan and suggested to 6 radio show hosts, let's all get together. We can figure out the funding, we can figure out the financing, but let's get together and let's buy 132 radio stations. They're all community stations, and these white folks want out of this stuff because they're not making any money with these little radio stations, taking ads from the local church and the local Y and stuff like that. So I put together the plan. We had 3 or 4 phone conferences. Still during the time where there was no email, you had to pay for long distance calls. And so I went to New York. I talked to the satellite people because you had to have a satellite. You had to lease a satellite beam so that my show could go into a station in Iowa or Tennessee or Louisiana. Bob's show could go in. And what we had planned on doing was all of our shows would go live on all of those stations. And then we fill it in with community stuff that Black radio stations always did. I mean, my daughter, all through junior high school, had a radio show on Saturday morning, a teen radio show, even though she wasn't even a teen. But anyway.
That's cool. That's okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Are you writing your biography? Because that sounds like it could be a movie.
Let me get through the summary of the book.
Okay, BJ.
So anyway, what does Cathy Hughes do? She takes the plan.
Oh,
She goes to Clear Channel.
Mm-hmm.
Clear Channel. She's already in debt at WOL. So Clear Channel says, "Oh yeah, we'll rewrite your debt to us, your loan, and include this. We're only talking about maybe $5 or $6 more million. Then you could pay your she was in so much debt. On top of she had a lot of personal debt because she was buying Gucci bags and all that shit. But anyway, and so Clear Channel did it. She was in it for less than 2 years. And then Clear Channel took all those stations and turned them into what? Right-wing evangelical. Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson and some more cretins and monsters.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't pay those people back. And mind you, she had gotten the minority station discount.
Wow.
So when Clear Channel took it from her, they took it at a discount that was something like a 36% discount than if they had just gone on the market to buy them. But
wow.
you know, we wouldn't have been able to do it otherwise. But I just kept telling them, I don't trust Cathy Hughes. She got too much debt. I did the research. I said unless she does something, and she does something real quick, she's gonna lose WOL. And she did something real quick. She even just changed the names in my business plan because somebody got a copy of it, her first submittal, to Clear Channel. It's almost like they copied it on a copy machine with some whiteout.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
you,
that just, when I talk about the 500-year plan, what I'm really talking about is how not to get myself so crazy with the thought that we've got to solve this problem right now. Because our shit is deep. Our shit is deep. One of my other group names is Revolutionary Love Leadership Series, BJ. And I hope that
that's
you,
how I got confused.
I hope that you, sister wife, and my brother, our brother husband.
Is he in this group?
No, he's not in this group, but he did promise me years ago that he was going to read Salvation, Black People in Love.
Yeah.
Bell Hooks' book with me. So I would love for the three of us to do that. You too, Gio.
But what you could do is
because if we don't figure out how to treat each other, if we can't get past that hurdle, nothing else is possible.
But the thing is that one of the things that's starting to worry me, I don't have much time. And I've been trying to figure out what are gonna be the priorities. And I've been doing this since I was like 16 years old. I joined the Black Panther Party when I was 16. That's because I went to college early. Don't be laughing, Gio.
No. It just reminds me of my sister because she was in the Black Youth Organization when she was a teenager. So yeah, I know.
I was 15 when I went off to college. But see, that's part of this whole class system. You think I would send a 15-year-old all the way to Boston, to go to college? No.
Right.
But Black people during that time, they were grateful for opportunity for their children. I don't blame my parents. I mean, my parents were grateful and thought it was special because they were on a mission. But they would just happen to be on the wrong mission, and that was to show white people that we are worthy. I wouldn't have never been on a mission to show white people nothing, but that's how it changed generation to generation. Now we're in a generation where they don't give a shit. They just them damn whatever you think, they think, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And that is defeating as well. That is as defeating as generation after generation trying to earn the respect and honor that is divinely given.